The Nintendo Switch 2 is an unofficial name given by fans and media to the hypothetical successor of the Nintendo Switch. It is also sometimes referred to as the Nintendo Switch Pro, the Super Nintendo Switch, or the new Nintendo Switch. However, none of these names have been confirmed by Nintendo, and the actual name of the console may be different when it is revealed. The release date of the Nintendo Switch 2 is one of the most uncertain aspects of the console. There have been many conflicting reports and predictions about when the console will launch, ranging from late 2024 to early 2025. Some sources claim that Nintendo has delayed the release of the Switch 2 due to the global chip shortage, the COVID-19 pandemic, and the strong sales of the current Switch models. Others suggest that Nintendo is already preparing to launch the Switch 2 in the second half of 2024, and that development kits of the console are now with key partner studios. According to recent court documents, Nintendo briefed Activision on the Switch 2 in late 2022, which could indicate that the console was already in the works at that time. Nintendo's president, Shuntaro Furukawa, has stated that Nintendo will support the current General Switch until at least March 2025, which could imply that the Switch 2 will not launch before that date. However, he also said that Nintendo is always looking for new hardware ideas and technologies, and that the company does not follow a fixed hardware cycle. Therefore, the release date of the Switch 2 is still unknown and subject to change, and Nintendo may surprise us with an unexpected announcement at any time. The price of the Nintendo Switch 2 is another factor that is hard to predict, as it depends on many variables such as the cost of production, the demand and supply of the console, the competition from other platforms, and the pricing strategy of Nintendo. However, based on the rumored features and specs of the Switch 2, we can assume that it will be more expensive than the current Switch models, which cost $299 for the original Switch and $349 for the Switch OLED. Some analysts and experts have estimated that the Switch 2 could cost around $400, which would make it comparable to the PlayStation 5 Digital Edition and the Xbox Series S. However, this is not a confirmed or official price, and Nintendo may decide to charge more or less for the Switch 2 depending on the market conditions and consumer expectations. Features and specs asterisk. The features and specs of the Nintendo Switch 2 are the most exciting and intriguing aspects of the console, as they will determine its performance, capabilities, and appeal. However, they are also the most speculative and uncertain, as Nintendo has not revealed or confirmed any details about the hardware or software of the Switch 2. Therefore, we have to rely on rumors, leaks, patents, and educated guesses to infer what the Switch 2 could offer. Here are some of the possible features and specs of the Switch 2, based on the available information and source. The Switch 2 is expected to retain the hybrid design of the Switch, which allows it to be played as a handheld device or as a home console connected to a TV. However, the Switch 2 may have some improvements and changes in its design and display, such as a larger and better screen, thinner bezels, improved ergonomics, enhanced durability, and new colors. Some sources claim that the Switch 2 will have a 7-inch OLED screen, which is the same size as the Switch OLED, but with a higher resolution of 1440p or 4K. Others suggest that the Switch 2 will have a mini LED screen, which is a newer technology that offers better contrast, brightness, and power efficiency than OLED. Additionally, some patents filed by Nintendo indicate that the Switch 2 may have a curved screen, a dual screen setup, or a foldable screen, which could provide new ways of playing and interacting with games. However, these patents are not definitive proof of the Switch 2's design and display, and Nintendo may not use them in the final product. The Switch 2 is expected to have a significant upgrade in its power and performance, which will allow it to run more demanding and advanced games, and to compete with the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. However, the exact specifications and components of the Switch 2 are still unknown, and there are many conflicting and contradictory rumors and reports about them. Some sources claim that the Switch 2 will use a custom NVIDIA Tegra chip, which is the same family of processors used by the current Switch models, but with a newer architecture and technology. Others suggest that the Switch 2 will use a different chip from NVIDIA, such as the Orin or the ADA Lovelace, which are more powerful and capable than the Tegra. Additionally, some sources claim that the Switch 2 will support NVIDIA's DLSS technology, which is a feature that uses artificial intelligence to enhance the graphics and resolution of games without sacrificing performance. However, these claims are not verified or confirmed by Nintendo or NVIDIA. and the actual power and performance of the Switch the 2nd of May vary depending on the mode of play, the game, and the settings. The Switch 2 is expected to have more storage and battery than the current Switch models, which will allow it to store and run more games, and to last longer on a single charge. However, the exact amount and type of storage and battery of the Switch 2 are still unknown, and there are few rumors or reports about them. Some sources claim that the Switch 2 will have 128 GB of internal storage, which is double the amount of the original Switch and the Switch OLED, and that it will support micro SD cards up to 2 TB. Others suggest that the Switch 2 will have a faster and more efficient SSD storage, which will improve the loading times and performance of games. Additionally, some sources claim that the Switch 2 will have a larger and better battery, which will provide up to 10 hours of playtime, depending on the game and the settings. However, these claims are not confirmed or official, and the actual storage and battery of the Switch the 2nd of May differ depending on the design and display, the power and performance, and the cost and price of the console. The software and games of the Switch 2 are the most important and appealing aspects of the console, as they will determine its fun, variety, and quality. However, they are also the most secretive and unpredictable, as Nintendo has not announced or confirmed any titles or features for the Switch 2. Therefore, we have to rely on rumors, leaks, expectations, and hopes to guess what the Switch 2 could offer. Here are some of the possible software and games of the Switch 2, based on the available information and sources. The Switch 2 is expected to have a new and improved operating system and user interface, which will provide more functionality, customization, and accessibility to the console. However, the exact details and features of the operating system and user interface of the Switch 2 are still unknown, and there are few rumors or reports about them. Some sources claim that the Switch 2 will have a revamped and redesigned home menu, which will offer more options, themes, and widgets. Others suggest that the Switch 2 will have a new and enhanced online service, which will offer more benefits, features, and games. Additionally, some sources claim that the Switch 2 will have a new and integrated voice chat system, which will allow players to communicate with each other without using a separate app or device. However, these claims are not confirmed or official, and the actual operating system and user interface of the Switch the 2nd of May vary depending on the design and display, the power and performance, and the software and games of the console. The Switch 2 is expected to have backward compatibility and cross-play, which will allow it to play games from the current Switch models, and to play with other players on different platforms. However, the exact extent and scope of the backward compatibility and cross-play of the Switch 2 are still unknown, and there are few rumors or reports about them. Some sources claim that the Switch 2 will be fully backward compatible with all the games from the original Switch and the Switch OLED, and that it will enhance and optimize them for the new console. Others suggest that the Switch 2 will have limited backward compatibility, and that it will only support some of the games from the current Switch models, or that it will require additional downloads or updates to play them. Additionally, some sources claim that the Switch 2 will have full cross-play with other platforms, such as the PlayStation 5, the Xbox Series X, and the PC, and that it will allow players to play online and share progress and achievements with them. However, these claims are not confirmed or official, and the actual backward compatibility and cross-play of the Switch the 2nd of May depend on the power and performance, the software and games, and the agreements and partnerships of the console. The Switch 2 is expected to have exclusive and enhanced games, which will showcase the capabilities and potential of the new console, and which will appeal to new and existing fans. However, the exact titles and genres of. Be sure to subscribe for when we have more news. See you guys in the next video.